So first of all, I welcome you all to the our very new learning sessions of your Azure Made Easy, where we are not going to charge anything from anyone. Okay, and it will be like we are calling it as a weekend technical series. Okay, by the Azure Made Easy team. So who we are, why we are doing this. There are a lot of questions in your mind, right? Because you are watching these things from longer period of time. What is this Azure Made Easy? We have came from the Instagram group, and all those things are there in your mind. So we'll have all those covered in this particular sessions. Okay, so as I repeat, we will begin. We will do a lot of things in this. We will learn those things, but let me clear one thing very straightforward. This weekend technical series will be having a topic discussion, any particular topic which you like or which you want to have a discussion or something like that. Okay, and we have the various trainer in place. Okay, so those things we are going to start and we are going to conclude those things. Okay, and as if now we are going to start for the weekend only one day, that is on Saturday Sunday. We are only having any of the one day session. Okay, so for this week, I am presenting the session for the Azure Made Easy team. Okay, next week maybe the Sudeep sir will take the session, and then next week maybe I, Prince, or Akash, or multiple other trainers are there. Okay, so those things will be there. So this is like all the planned series, planned way we are going to do. Okay, and yeah, I we have got some requirements that we need to start the session. So this I am telling that these free sessions is only for the topic discussions of the technical, any technical topic discussion. Okay, first thing, this is not going to be free for your courses. Okay, so let's suppose if we are hosting any easy 900, easy 104 course, or 305 Azure Architect or Azure Security series, those are chargeable with the with I can say that the price levels which you will be getting is very less as compared to the market. So this is not a kind of any kind of promotion we are doing. No, if we need to do the promotion, then we could have done it only a demo class, single demo class, and we can stop it. But this is we are starting as a weekend series. Okay, so next week next topic, next to next week another topic, like that. Okay, so it's not a kind of promotions. So if you have any friends, if you have any colleagues, those who want to learn Azure or any other things, we have the GitHubs, DevOps, multiple things are there. Okay, so those things we will be covering. Okay, and but again, once one thing I am going to clear very straightforward, that only the technical sessions are free, and the courses will be having a charges. Okay, so those things are there. You can join the technical series. Anyone having any doubt before I begin with our today's discussion? Okay, anyone? No, all good, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Amit,
Yes.
sorry. You have any question?
No, 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 Rajat. Thank you.
Okay,
No doubt.
okay, okay, perfect. So let's begin with it and let's start our journey. Okay, so this is a weekend technical series by Azure Medici team. Okay, so can I have a quick confirmation, guys, that my voice is audible clearly and you are able to see my screen before I begin with that session? Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, Rajat.
Okay. Okay, got it. So let's begin with our session. Okay. So first of all, uh, once again, a very warm good morning, good evening based upon your geographies. My name is Rajat and I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, a brain behind this Azure Medici team, as well as your Microsoft Azure Cloud. Okay. And we have the other technical team members joining around next week. So you will be having an introduction from them as well. Okay. So yeah, so this is a little bit of information about me. So my name is Rajat, as I told, and I have conducted more than 100 plus training sessions of Microsoft Azure, where 2000 plus participants with the multiple corporate success rates is like around 98%. Okay, and I'm a part of dynamic group for delivering this training. Okay, and I have like we have been managing our you can say Instagram, largest Instagram community of Microsoft Azure, that is with this now is having 12,000 followers, 12K followers. Okay, So if you have not followed this Microsoft Azure Cloud, you can follow that, okay, and you can get all the insights of the queries, okay. So those things are there. I have written certain blogs on Azure. I am a active member of the various technical communities, okay. So those things I have done it. Currently, I am having, you can say, around, so these are the certification which I am owning. That is a Microsoft certified trainer. I am a Microsoft Azure certified administrator certified. That is 104. And I am also a solution architect expert. That is with 305 certification. Okay. So those things I have done. And also, so let me just move it like that. One second. Yeah. So what else I have done? So let me just talk about my experience. That is my technical experience, which I am having is around 9 years total and 7+ years as a corporate trainer. Okay. And this, so a lot of you are having some confusion that what is this Microsoft certified trainer, right? So this is a badge which Microsoft is giving to their respective trainers to authenticate and recognize them so that they are ready to give the trainings for the Microsoft technologies, not only the Microsoft Azure, but all the various platforms. Okay. So those things are there. About it. Yeah. So let's not waste much of your time. Okay. And let's start with the session agenda. Okay. And let's see that what we are having in the today's forum. Okay. So one by one, we will be starting to discuss the things. So just let me just give me a minute, second. Just give me a minute, guys. Yeah. So these things we are going to cover. That is your cloud computing. What is cloud computing? What is cloud service model? What is cloud deployment model? And followed by we are going to discuss about AZ-104 exam discussion. I know these are very basic topic and this is very advanced topic. Okay, but we are not. We will be covering first our technical expertise. Okay, and then we will be at last we will be seeing about what are the certification of AZ-104. Okay, since we have got some queries for 104, so that's why. Okay, so let's begin with the today's agenda. So first of all, um, what is cloud? Okay, so when we got this term, what is cloud computing? Okay, so may I know that how many of you know what is cloud? Any guesses? What do you mean by the cloud? Anyone?
Delivering services over the internet.
Okay, okay, what about others? Any? Mhm.
Yeah, so I just wanted to say, like, if you want to host any resource on the on a cloud, so yeah, again, we're asking what is cloud. So yeah,
Yes.
something as a platform where we can host our resources, and which is very in a secure domain, uh,
Okay,
and for the easy feasibility, easy accessible. So
cool.
that is something cloud.
Hmm. So you are correct almost like that. So what is cloud computing? Whenever we got this word about cloud plus computing, okay. So cloud computing is the delivery of the various services. Okay. Let's suppose you want a particular service of a server. Okay. What is server? Which is hosting your data. That is a server. So you want to host your server, or you want to get and services which will help you to host a server, or instead of you will be getting something called as database. The icons will be different, I know, but the various services the cloud is providing to us to get our work done. Okay, so guys, there is a word called on premise. Okay, there is a word called on premise. What is this word on premise? On premise means before the cloud computing has came into picture, we are managing everything. That is, the client is managing everything. That is called client managing. Okay, let's suppose you are having your own office, okay, at a particular so and so location. You are managing the data, you are managing the cabins, you are managing the server room, everything. You are managing the security guard, everything. Whichever you are managing, who are you? you are a customer, you are a client. Okay, so you are managing everything on your own. That is called as on premise, first of all. Okay, the first thing. And what is this on premise? On premise is an era before the cloud has came into picture. Let's suppose I am owning a particular cafeteria or a shop. That can be a your on premise, because everything I'm managing, I'm not taking help of anyone. Okay, but if I want to host my services on the cloud, then we are going with this particular called as cloud computing. Okay, that is called as cloud computing. So cloud computing will be giving you the liberty, the options to host your services. You need a DB? Yes, cloud computing is having the service for you. You need a VM? Yes, the cloud computing is having a service for you. You need a storage? Yes, the cloud is having for the service for you. Okay, all these concepts. So the customer, why, what is a single reason why the customer will not move to the cloud? Right, if they are getting very easy, you do not need to worry about your data movement. Cloud computing vendors will be there for you, right? So all these things will be done in a so simple manner that you have no option left to move to the cloud. So if you are having your data, if you are having your offices, if you are having these offices, right, and if you want to move this data to the cloud, yes, it is very easy. Okay, why it is easy? Because the various Microsoft vendors will be helping you out. Okay, so who are the vendors? We will discuss about them, right, in a while. But I am discussing about cloud computing. So whenever you are preparing for any kind of certification or the exam, the definition is very important. So if anyone is asking you, you should be answering it very quickly that yes, it is a delivery of computing services over to the internet. This word is very important, my friends. This word is very important, that you are delivering the computing services over to the internet. Okay, so that you will be getting a flexible resource, economies of scale, scalability, yes it is there, availability, yes it is there, reliability, yes it is there, everything whatever is your question in your mind, cloud computing has the answer. Okay, so this is the cloud, this is the new generation of the era, why the people needs to move to the cloud, right? So those things are there, those things needs to be covered. Okay, so do anyone have any confusion now in the cloud computing? At least you understand the basic word of this cloud. Cloud plus computing, so they are giving you some kind of compute, some kind of compute to host your data. Computing means, compute has come from the word compute. Sir, what is compute? Let's suppose you are having a laptop at your house, right? You're having a laptop, right? What is laptop? Give me the definition. Laptop is having your storage. Laptop is having your hard drive. You are having a CPU, right? All these things comes in a compute. Whenever you need to run something, whenever you need to host something, you need a compute, and that is given by the cloud. That's why it is called as cloud computing. Is it clear? Yes or no? Am I clear with this? Anyone having any doubt?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so this is uh, this is the one thing which we need to understand about the cloud computing. Okay, so if you have a question, queries, let me know. We'll be answering those terms. Okay, now what is next terms then? What are the cloud models? And if I will say directly, what is the basic question you can expect in the interview? Because our focus in Azure Made Easy is that not only to make you learn, but make you grow also, so that tomorrow you can sit for the interview as well. Okay, so those things are there. So let's start with how we are preparing for those things, right? So let's understand about the so there are two cloud models. Okay, there are only two cloud models, guys. One service model, another is deployment model. One is service model, another is deployment model. Now, service model is basically called IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay, and deployment model is saying public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Okay, so this is there, this is there. Two things are there for our cloud models. Now you will be understanding that okay, now I got it what is cloud computing, but why service is written in the name, why deployment is written in the name, right? Obviously you got a question in your mind, right? Now service means the way vendors, the way cloud computing is giving you the service, that is called as service models. The way they are giving you the service, that's why it is called as service model, which is that IaaS, your PaaS, your SaaS. Okay, I will be discussing all these terms. Okay, and the way you deployed your data, that is called as deployment model. Okay, so what we learned today, cloud computing, and we learned two things that is service model and the deployment model. Service model, how we are getting the service. Deployment model mean how your our actually our data has been deployed into the cloud. Okay, so these two things are simultaneously very important in order to learn any vendor, that is Azure, AWS or Google Cloud. These are the basics of the cloud computing. Okay, so this is very much required, so let's understand about them in detail. Okay, first of all, let's understand about the service model. What are the service model? Service models, the first one is giving you like a infrastructure as a service. What is the first one? We are calling it as a infrastructure as a service. Okay. So whenever you are getting infrastructure, but as a service, that is called IaaS. Let's suppose you need only server, you need only storage, you need only networking, okay, or you need to host your data in the physical data center. Those are termed to be as an infrastructure as a service. Let's suppose you are coming from the on premise to the cloud, right? And you need only storage, only server, you only networking, only data center. Okay, in that scenario, Microsoft is say that don't worry, I have a service model for you that is called as IaaS, that is called as infrastructure as a service. Okay, so that is who are the IaaS provider? AWS. AWS, whenever AWS is written, it is called Amazon Web Services. Azure stands for Microsoft Azure. GCP stands for Google Cloud. IBM, Rackspace. So guys, these are the vendors. These are the vendors of the cloud. Now you will ask me, what do you mean by the vendors? Vendors are the particular companies who is providing you the cloud services so that you can achieve the cloud computing. Okay, so this is very important. Similarly, if you want the IaaS services, let's suppose you are a customer and you only need virtual machine, you only need storage, you only need networking, all load balancing, right? So you will be only pick this, you will be only pick this, right? So that is called as infrastructure as a service. Why infrastructure? Because you are building an infrastructure. Okay, so that is called as infrastructure as a service. Okay, anyone having any doubt? No, I hope you got the concepts, right? Okay, so now our next thing is your platform as a service. Now, when someone is giving you platform to deploy your data, let's suppose you are a developer. You are a developer and you need only a particular system or a particular, you can say, console to run your data. Okay, to run your application. In that case, you can go for your platform as a service. Platform as a service means PaaS. Platform as a service means PaaS. So in this platform as a service, just forget about this. Don't get confused with this. What I'm saying that you, what are the develop? Let's suppose you are a developer. You want to run the DB. Okay, so if you want only database, okay, so database is an example of PaaS. So whenever it is written PaaS, PaaS means platform, but as a service. As a service, why as a service it is written? Why as a service? Because you are getting as a like a soft software as a service. You are getting a soft copy kind of. You're not getting a hard copy like that. You're only getting those things as a service. Means you are hosting your data in the platform as a service and you are getting it to run those things in a platform. Let's suppose today you want to order something, you are hungry, so you will go to Swiggy or you will go to Zomato, which is very popular in India, right? So you are ordering your food from these applications, you are ordering your food from these applications. Okay, so you are not preparing, you are not purchasing the vegetables, you are not preparing the, you are not purchasing the gas cylinders, right? Those are the infrastructure, but you are simply ordering your food from the vendor, from the platform. That is called as Swiggy and Zomato is a platform as a service. They are giving you the platform so that sir or madam, you can order your food. Okay, that is called as platform as a service. Okay, now this is one thing. Okay, and if you ask me the third part, that is called as software as a service. Okay, so when you need complete software, what is an example of complete software? Let's suppose Office 365, okay, or your Google Drive, those things, right? So let's suppose today you decided to go outside for the dining, right? Today you want to go out and have a dining in some restaurant. That is called as kind of software as a service, because you are not ordering your food through application. You are just going to the vendor that, hey vendor, can you please like treat me as a guest, I'm coming, I don't know anything, you can prepare, can you bring this particular food, right? So that is called a software as a service. Similarly, in the technical knowledge also, you are getting some popular example. You can see Google Workspace, Salesforce, Office 365, Zoom, right? All these things you are getting as a software, right? You are getting as a software, correct? So these are called as software as a service. Make sense? Okay, so those things are there. So you can see that if you have this requirement, go for the IAS resources. If you have this requirement, go for the PaaS resources. If you have this requirement, go for the SaaS resources. Okay, so those things are very important, very useful for the longer period of time. Okay, so it is very important to understand these things and to make a decision which one you want to choose. Now, our next thing is, you can see about the shared responsibility model. Okay, so this is very important, guys, to understand what is that. So here, what I will say that earlier, before the cloud, I told, right, everything you are managing, see, everything you are managing from bottom to top, everything you are managing in the layer center, data center approach. But if you are going for this cloud, this is nothing but the cloud model, so in this particular case, if you want to go for this particular thing, here what is happening, if you want to go for IAS, okay, so this light color symbol is managed by the Microsoft. This dark color symbol is managed by the customer. Okay, so you can see that if you want to have only IAS, see, the Microsoft is managing these things. If you want to go for the pass, see, on the top of it only you want to manage information, data, devices, like that. Okay, but in the identity and directory means, if you want to give AD access, role based access control and all, in this case both you are managing, you are also managing, Microsoft is also managing, you are also managing, Microsoft also managing. But if you want to go for the SaaS responsibility, you can see everything, information and data is been managed by the customer here, but all these things have been managed by the Microsoft. Means, if I can consider in a very simple words, there is an Office 365. Sir, we don't know what is Office 365. Office 365, you have the simple example of Microsoft Outlook, right? Microsoft Office, MS Office, right? MS PowerPoint, right? Those are called as Office 365 package, which you are getting. So you are getting as a software as a service. Okay, where you need to only do the password reset. Everything is being managed by the vendor. Okay, so that is very important for to make our decision count. Okay, so these things are there, and we need to understand those things, how we are processing and how we are getting. Okay, so anyone having any doubt till now? I hope it is fine.
One question, Rajat.
Yes.
With some experience, I'm just asking.
Mhm.
When someone's working on Intune or maybe say Workspace ONE that's from VMware, should we consider it as PaaS or is it SaaS? Is it a
So
platform or software as a service?
so you are asking about the VMware and what tool you are asking?
The
Sorry.
Intune.
Entune software for your AD
Yeah.
part, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that we will discuss it. Actually, right now I
Okay.
will not discuss it because others will get confused, right?
No
So the
problem. No
agenda,
problem.
yeah,
Yeah. No problem.
we will take it offline and we'll discuss it. Okay,
Sure,
no
Rajat.
issue.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. So these things are there, and if you have any doubt regarding the discussion which we are having, so it is most welcome, everyone. So we'll discuss it. Okay, so if you know. No one is having? Okay, fine. So let's understand about the next topic, which we are having as a deployment model. So guys, let's go back quickly. Okay, what we learned till now. So one thing is very clear that we have learned about service model. Okay, we have learned about the service model, IaaS, PaaS, and SaaS. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, what is the second thing which we are having? That is called as deployment model. Okay, now deployment model will tell us how our data is actually deployed. So we are going to learn about the public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Let's learn about that. Okay, so here we are going to see about the hybrid model. Okay, let's go here. So first of all, we have something called as public cloud. We have something called as public cloud. So public cloud is nothing but getting your data placed at the common workspace. Let's suppose this is a place, this is company A, this is company B, okay? We have a company A, we have a company B, okay? And this particular company A and company B is hosting their data in the same space. That is called as public cloud. Okay, so where your data is also present and where my data is also present, our both the data is present, that is called as public cloud. Okay, so we do have something that is called, we are having a company A, we are having a something called as company B. Okay, both of them we are having, and we are having our data, or we are sharing a common space. Common, this is a common workspace or common space for the data, where you can also host your services, where I can also host our services. That is called as public cloud. So one example of public cloud is Microsoft Azure portal. Make sense? Microsoft Azure portal. Okay, so Microsoft Azure portal is a tool for managing your Azure services, where you can also create your account, where I can also create my account, right? So that is called as public cloud. Okay, that is one thing which we are having. Now, what next? We are having something called as private cloud. So private cloud is having something which is only having a data in the particular space, which is from the only a same organization or a single organization. So we are having our data in the space which is being totally based upon the particular customer or the organization. So let's suppose China is a government. Okay, China is a country, you can say, okay, which is having a data in their own segregated region. So there you cannot create a resources in from the Azure side, Microsoft Azure side. If you have explored the option of Microsoft Azure portal, we will be having a walkthrough in next classes on Azure portal. But we will, what I'm saying, that you will be discussing those things, so that here the in China government, the China government is managing, the China government is managing their data in the separate region, in the separate, there you cannot deploy it. Let's suppose I am a customer, I have a multiple customer, they want to deploy the choose the region of China. No, that is not allowed. Okay, so that is called as private cloud, which if they are having. Now, what is one thing? One more thing. What is the one more thing we are having? If let's suppose if you want to host your data, okay, if you want to have your data where you need a public, okay, and your private. So where you are having both the data, public as well as private. So in that case, we are having a something called as hybrid cloud. One example I will tell you what is this hybrid cloud. Okay, let's suppose there is a bank called ABC Bank. ABC is a bank. Okay, ABC, or you can have multiple banks available in India, in outside the India also. So we are having ABC Bank, let's suppose, and this particular ABC Bank wants to store some data in public cloud, like a particular promos, okay, promotions of FDs, promotion on recurring deposits, their mutual funds, right? All these things they can put in one space. But they, at the same time, this bank wants to store some information like username and password of the some applications, their user account details, right, which is very important for a particular customer, right? So in that case they can choose a private cloud. Okay, so you can see that at the same time I am using public, at the same time I am using private. That is why they both are shaking their hand and they are making hybrid. Okay, so that is very important to understand and to make the difference, where we need to choose the public, where we need to choose the hybrid, and where we need to choose the private. Okay, so if you talk about, you have an account, let's suppose you have an account, you created your account on Azure portal. Okay, Azure portal, that is on public cloud you created, right? But you can have only one region selected to host your data, that is called as private cloud. Okay, so this is, and this both are important. Okay, so if you have understood from this bank, ABC bank example, it will work for you in the understanding part, where it is stand and how it is the hybrid cloud models has been presented. Okay, so this is regarding the our hybrid cloud model. Now we can compare between the cloud models. We have the one more model, that is a community cloud, that I am not discussing it, because I am discussing most popular cloud model, that is your particular, you can say, public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. Okay, so we don't have any capital expenditure to scale up. Okay, application can be quickly provision and deprovision, means you can quickly create and decreate your application, and organization pay only for what they use, just like a kind of postpaid connection, right? You're getting a postpaid bill on your telephones, or on your for your broadband, or for your various broadcast partners, right? So those, you are getting a postpaid bill of your telephone or of your broadband, all those things. So it's same thing, they are paying whatever they are using, whatever who is using, clients, whatever the clients is using the services, they are paying for that. But if you go for the private cloud, hardware must be purchased for the startup and maintenance. Means they needs to allocate some hardware for certain period of time. Organization have complete control over the resources, right? If it is a private, it is private property of yours only, right? You have the full control. That is why it is written. Organization are responsible for a hardware maintenance and update. So if anything goes wrong, you need to manage. A vendor will support you, but since you are not interfere, you are not allowing anyone to interfere in your matter, then go ahead in the private cloud. Okay, what is hybrid cloud? Hybrid cloud is a mixture of public as well as private. It provides more the flexibility. It determines the organization where to run the application. It also controls security, compliance, and trigger requirement. So if you have a requirement of both, then my friend, you can go for both of them. You can choose for this hybrid cloud. Okay, so these are the cloud model. Okay, so what we understood in today's, like, we understood what is cloud computing, and this slide is very important, which I told you is this service model and IS. So if we are having any side sorts of question for our interview series or for our certification series, we can answer these questions based upon our understanding. So now everyone knows what is the meaning of cloud, what is the meaning of deployment models, and what is the meaning of service model. Okay, so those things are there. Let's see what we are having next. So these things we have discussed. And finally, there is one topic which is called as capex and opex, right? So here, if you see in the previous slide, I mentioned that no capital expenditure to scale up. What do you mean by capital expenditure? Means you do not need to invest hardcore money of yours for your expenditure thing, or your cap for your infra. So in that case, what we will do, guys, here, if you see, we are having something called as, here if you see, we are having something called as capex and opex. So these capex and opex, in a very simple words, we are using this thing for billing purpose, for our billing purpose in cloud. Very simple explanation I'm giving you. We are using this. Capex means capital expenditure. OPEX means operational expenditure. What do you mean by capex? Capex means capital expenditure. OPEX means operational expenditure. Okay, so we are having those both the terms billing in the cloud. Okay, so capex is cost for acquiring or improving long term assets such as buildings, equipments, vehicle. You are owning a, let's suppose today you want to construct a house, and you want to construct a house, and you want to construct that house on a land, right? Obviously, for first of all, what you will do, you will purchase this land, you will purchase this land, right? So that is called as capital, capex. Okay, capex can be more expensive upfront because you need to pay for that, right? That is a called as capital expenditure. Capex can be used to purchase and maintain your old cloud infrastructure, just like we are having. in the private one, right? Private cloud. But if you ask about the OPEX, operational expenditure is the cost of running a business on day-to-day business such as salaries, rent, and utilities. Okay, just like you want to have, let's suppose you are having a virtual machine. That virtual machine runs only for 5 hours. Okay, so you need to pay only for 5 hours for that virtual machine. That comes in OPEX, that is operational expenditure. And OPEX can be more expensive over time. So OPEX can be used to subscribe to the cloud services. Okay, so those things are there, that is called as CapEx versus OPEX. Okay, I hope you got the concepts. Anyone having any doubt? No? Is it fine? So this is all about our discussion for the cloud models as well as the thing. Thank you.